are both tournament fishermen. Fishing is their passion. We couldn't help but ask them a bit more about how they work their gear and get the most out of their fishing adventures.
They do and don't. As you can see, we've got quite a few different lures on the front deck here, and it's more just trial and error for me. I like the natural kind of colours. I'll start with those, but on a darker day with a bit of cloud cover, I'll go with some of the more darker coloured lures. And then if it's a sunnier day, bring out the silvers and flashier kind of lures. How about you, Matt?
Yeah, I'm much the same, but I sort of depends a lot more on what I've got confidence in. Like I won't mind throwing like the white slider grub or a white and silver spinnerbait or something like that if it's something that I've caught fish on in the past and got confidence in. So we just sort of go through and find out something that, you know, sometimes the fish like vibration from a blade or a mast fibre. When they swim, they vibrate. Sometimes they like that. Other times of the year, they prefer the soft plastics where they put out a vibration, but it's far more subtle. There's no flash. With the bladed lures, they put out a lot of flash and a lot of vibration. They got treble hooks on them, and the fish come up and they only have to breathe on them and they get caught. Whereas with the soft plastics, they got to come up and actually really want the plastic and eat it. So it just depends on the day. We've seen this morning so far, Sean's got his fish on a mast fibre, now he's hooked 2 on a blade. That sort of tells us that the fish are wanting vibrations, but we just saw the fish cough up a heap of gudgeons there, which means that they're eating small profile fish. In here there's a lot of bony brim, there's gudgeons, there's shrimp and there's crayfish, but for them to be eating gudgeons, that's a bit unusual for here. Normally they're bony brim eating fish. So I might just change to still stay with the plastic but go to a natural, like a gudgeon coloured, like a more olivey looking coloured soft plastic instead of the white, which is trying to imitate a bony brim. So you see Sean's blade that he's got on, it's actually more of an imitating of a bony brim, but yeah, you know, it's quite a natural colour, just a silver and black. So we'll just keep chopping and changing and see what works. And on the day, that's pretty much what I use when I want to go out and catch fish. Is I'll chop and change. You see, we've got rods on the deck. I've got heaps more rods under the deck that I'll just chop and change and see what they want to eat. And once you narrow it down after a few fish, so that's generally what we do.
And especially with 2 people in the boat, we can throw 2 different coloured lures. Like, we've both got blades on there, but slightly different. So until we start figuring out what the fish actually want on the day, we'll just keep changing, and they may change moods throughout the day too. So just keep changing until we find what they're eating.
Sometimes you'll find that the sunlight seems to group the bait fish together a lot better. So sometimes earlier in the day, fishing suspended schools or schooling fish, I find personally that the fish don't bite as well as when the sun gets higher. It seems to group the bait together a lot better. The sunlight penetrates a lot further and the fish can see the fish and your lure a lot better. And it seems to turn the fish on a little bit more. It turns the bass onto a chewing mode a bit more. So that's generally what we work, and like Sean said, work together. Both of us, you know, we're not competing or anything today, so we're just trying to work out what's going to be the best way to catch some fish. So
that's what he thinks, we're competing.
Seems Sean was right. The competition was on, and it wasn't long until he hooked up a great bass from Secret Spot 2.
It's a nice little Australian bass from Moogerah Dam.
Well, our luck at Spot 2 seemed to have run out, so it was time to move to Secret Spot 3. We're chasing bass here on Lake Moogerah, and while Matt didn't think this was a competition, Sean was about to change his mind. The lads started fishing up a storm.
Little bass, again at Moogerah Dam, just on that mast 5.
Matt got a chance to up his game. This fish was a beauty.
Weight, that's it, yeah. Don't mind if you only catch one fish if it's twice the size of Sean.
What are you doing that? I better catch
Now, if you're going to ask me what I was doing then, I have no
I was
idea.
about to.
I think he sucked it off the bottom or right at the bottom of the hop. Nice little Moogerah bass.
Hopping that along the bottom, a couple of hops, hold it up, metre or two off the bottom, and they come underneath and just suck it down.
So from right up the front up here we've got our Minn Kota electric motor. That's an electric motor, it's foot controlled and steered, so we can control the boat from up here. We've got a depth sounder up there, that's the transducer for that's actually attached to the bottom of the Minn Kota, so what we're seeing there is actually what's under the boat at the front. We've got a GPS capability on that, so we know exactly where we are if we're right over the fish or whatever. Moving back here, under here we've got cavernous tackle storage to keep all our gear. On these Legend boats, all the internal lockers are all carpeted. There's no raw fiberglass anywhere. Everything all here is all gel coat. We've got hydraulic ram mounts to keep the hatches to stop them from flying up. Some soft plastic storage up here that's nice and easy to get hold of. And as you can see, plenty of room for all our tackle trays for all our gear that we need. Over under here we've got some rod storage. As you can see, we've got most of the rods out. In each one of these rod lockers here that we can hold about 18 to 20 rods depending on the type, whether they're bait casting or spinning rods. Again, all carpeted inside and with hydraulic rams. Keeps all our rods nice and safe and dry and everything else. Keeps the dust and everything off them. They're good quality rods, so we want to look after them. Over on this side here we've got much the same setup. We've got a little antlers up here to keep the rod butts in. All the rod tubes there, so all the rods are nice and individual. They're not tangling up lines or anything like that, so we can travel long distances. When we get to our spots, the rods are all ready to go. I've got our life jacket and a few other bits and pieces, excess tackle in there as well. Under here we've got a insulated cooler, esky. Keeps all our drinks and nibblies cool over the course of the day. As well, all carpeted. So that can keep our gear under there. Under here we've got another insulated esky. Keeps all our food and nibblies out of the way, nice in hand. Little glove box over the side over here, keeps wallet and phone and keys and all that sort of stuff nice and handy and dry. In the back down here we've got more storage. This is for any of your mates that come fishing that want to bring their own tackle, that's what we've got in there. Nice big live wells with some of the fish that we've caught today. For the bass tournaments that we fish, they've got to be weighed in live. So these live wells here, they can hold plenty of fish. They're about 130 litres when full. They've got it divided down the middle so you can keep your mate's fish separate to yours. Over there we've just got another similar storage locker to what we've got over there. In here I just keep some marine gear and some excess tackle. You can never have too much tackle. Then in the back hatch down here we've got our fuel tank, batteries, safety equipment, all that sort of gear. So plenty of storage to take all our gear everywhere and get the job done.
We'll be back with more Moogerah after this.